Hi there, I'm Ed Moses, and welcome back to Project Mindset. Have you ever heard of Gregg Braden? If you said yes, then you probably have an idea what we're going to talk about. I just did another book review. This will be Gregg Braden's 5th book. It's called Secrets of the Lost Mode of Prayer. It's a really good book. This is a smaller book by him. This is more like, it seems like a coffee table book or something. It's got some really pretty pictures and stuff in it, and just a lot of, it's just a short read. It took me 3 days because I didn't read it straight through, but what it really seems to me, this is his 5th book. It kind of takes all his earlier 4 books, kind of like summarizes some of that and takes the best of those books. Doesn't get too deep into the science of it, just some really basic theory, and puts it in here. So, as you know, it's Secrets of the Lost Mode of Prayer. Essentially what it does, it summarizes what Gregg considers the lost mode of prayer. And what makes it different from the prayer that we know today, or what the Christians do, and I think some of the other religions, I can't say for sure exactly how they pray, but most modern traditional religions today, we pray for a future time. We pray for something to happen in the future, and what this is really, what distinguishes this as something different is the fact that what he's saying is the ancient religions don't pray for a future time. They pray for something as if it's already happened. So it's a different type of prayer. It's a prayer that what he considers as a lost mode, because if you look back into the earlier history of the Bible, 21 Gospels were actually kept out of the Christian Bible. They didn't put them in there after they went through and decided that certain things weren't prevalent to what was thought to be necessary, and some of it was considered to be duplicate information and what have you. But as you read into this, you start to find that what Gregg feels has happened is a lot of the important text was left out. The important things that tell us the process of prayer. They tell you to pray in the Bible, but they don't tell you the process of how to pray. So when people pray, they say, I pray that this happens, or somebody gets well, and but that's praying for some other time, another day in the future. That may never come. Whereas if you pray in the lost mode of prayer, and one of the examples he used was an Indian friend he has, a Native American Indian, and he went to a ancient, I think it was like a burial ground, where he actually prayed rain. And what was interesting about the way he prayed rain was it was silent. He got in his circle and he basically was quiet for a very short period of time, and he stepped away and was ready to go eat somewhere. I mean, it was just that quick. And Gregg was actually surprised. He's like, well, I thought you were going to pray rain. What happened? He goes, I did pray rain. He says, if I would have prayed for rain, it would never happen. So I prayed. If I prayed rain. You don't pray for something in the future. You pray as if it's already happened. So he interestingly enough, it did rain a few days later. It rained heavy, hard and heavy, and basically what had gone through his friend's mind when he went to pray rain was first thing he did was ask for the rain, and then he visualized and saw that the rain had come. In his mind, in his imagination, he saw the rain had come. So he visualized the rain as something that had already happened. He saw the mud under his feet. He saw the water, flowing through the village on his floors of their pueblo cottages, all this stuff. And then when he was done, he was grateful for the rain. And then he finished and was done and let go of it. And a few days later, it rains. It's an interesting story. Some other stories that I thought was interesting was he went into the subject of beauty. lot of people, we see beauty as something, oh, visually, oh, that person's a very beautiful person because they have nice skin, nice features, whatever. When he went into a different type of beauty, a beauty that comes from deep within the heart. And this to me was an amazing example of the beauty that most people overlook in life. And one of his examples was he was in this ancient city, and I'm trying to remember if it was like Tibet, but he was in this ancient city, and this man had no legs, and he was moving around. He had, I guess, like wasn't a skateboard, but it was the same kind of idea. It seemed like he was moving around on this plank of wood that had wheels screwed to it, and that's how he got around. Well, he tugged on Gregg's pants when he was in the city, and Gregg thought maybe he was a beggar looking for money, went to give him money, and the man's like, no, no, no. And he pointed over at this temple that was over kind of hidden beyond some other buildings and trees and stuff, and Gregg was like, wow, look at that. And then the man was gone. And it was just amazing. He wanted to make sure that Gregg saw one of the most beautiful temples in the city. And nobody had seen it until that man had pointed it out, and didn't even, stick around to be thanked or anything. Another example, they arrived at a hotel in this ancient city, and this man come and help take all their luggage off the bus that they had rode on, and they all thought, well, he must work for the hotel here, and they went to tip him, and the man smiled, and he didn't want any money, and they were like, oh, okay, and then he walked off, didn't even go back to the hotel. So when they got in the hotel, they says, who is that fellow that works, for this hotel that helped us load the luggage? They said, well, we have no man that does that. And so, it was just a very, very kind person from the city that was actually wanted to do good. And pretty interesting story. I mean, it's makes you think, we miss the true beauty of people sometimes because we only see what we see. We don't look at what you can't see, and we need to look beyond the skin at sometimes and understand that beauty is far, far deeper than that. So anyway, yeah, I thought the book, it's a good book, it's a good read, it's a very short read, but it's not a complete book. To me, it's not complete because I've read all the 4 other books that came prior to this, and I realize this book is just little pieces and chunks of those books, and it's still a good read. If you have never read a Gregg Braden book, it might be it's something that if it was laying on a coffee table would get your attention, something that you could read and look at and then say, wow, I like this guy's books, I'll go get one of his full-size books and read that. So that's kind of what I think it is. It's got a really nice soft cover on it and all that stuff. It's a good book. I like reading it. Like I said, it took me 3 days. I was done with it, and it was worth the read. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it, but if you wanted something more in-depth by him, this is probably not the book to read. There's a lot more in-depth books, but he's got another book coming out too now, and this is January 27th, 2014, and tomorrow his new book is released, so I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. I've already pre-ordered it, so, but the thing is, I've still got 3 other Gregg Braden books to read before I get to that one. So anyway, as you can see how this fits right into Project Mindset, because it is a better way. It offers a different perspective on prayer, a more effective perspective on prayer that has been overlooked over the years, and I highly recommend it. So, Project Mindset, when I created it, was to find a better way of doing things, and how you use it is really up to you. But I can tell you one thing, it's just a better way. So I'm glad you came and watched this video, and appreciate the fact that you watched it this far. And I enjoyed making the video, and I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to do so. I will see you again in the next video. Thank you very much.